Hello all, welcome to Tutlings. In this tutorial, we will be deploying a FastAPI application implemented in Python to Google Cloud Platform's App Engine. So without further ado, let's get started. For the sake of demonstration, I have already created a sample FastAPI application and hosted it on GitHub. So the sample code for demonstration purpose that we are using now is hosted in a branch of this repository named FastAPI deploy Google Cloud Platform. So let's switch to that branch and see what's in there. So we have a app.yaml file and main.py file and requirements.txt file. So let's look at each of the contents of this file. First, let's look at the main.py file, wherein our simple endpoint is present that will return a JSON response message as a key and hello.titlings.com as a value of that JSON. So we are importing the FastAPI module and initializing it in a variable named app. So that is present in the file named main. So let's look at the app.yaml file. So app.yaml is the standard followed by Google Cloud Platform in order for you to deploy your application to App Engine. So it contains the runtime like Node.js or .NET or Python 3.7 or Python 2. So here we are using Python 3.7 runtime, and the entry point is a command that will help you spin up the server. So in our case, we are using the Gunicorn and with 4 worker processes, and the worker class is Unicon worker. And the pattern you see here is main colon app. Generally, FastAPI application requires you to have the pattern of module and variable. So module is the place where your FastAPI application is being initialized, like main is a module and app is a variable in which the FastAPI is being assigned to. So here you can see app is a variable where it is initialized with the instance of FastAPI. So main colon app is a pattern that is followed here for our Unicorn to spin up our FastAPI application. That's all about this simple endpoint hello home that will return this message hello.titlings.com. So let's go ahead and log into our Google Cloud platform. So before proceeding further, if you are following along with this tutorial, the minimum prerequisite for you to follow along with this tutorial is to have a proper internet connectivity and Google Cloud platform account with credit card linked to it and a billing enabled to it. So let me go ahead and click on get started for free to log into the Google Cloud platform account. So here you will be entering the email, and in the next page you have to enter the password that will land you and cloud platforms Google Cloud platforms homepage. Okay, now I have reached the home page. Now let me create a project first before I could deploy our sample hello world flask application. For that, all you have to do is click on this logo and create a new project here. It will redirect you to the new project creation page. The name of the project could be any descriptive name that you want to give. For the sake of demonstration, I will be giving it fast API hyphen demo jet links. Let's see if it is available. Okay, so ensure that you give a proper descriptive name because it could not be changed later. And I'll go on with the a default billing account that has been chosen, and I'll click on create button and let the project be created here. So yeah, so the project creation is quite faster, and click on view to actually switch your project to the one that you have just created, which is fast API demo links. Next step is to launch the Cloud Shell. So what we are going to do in next couple of minutes is to clone the repository which is present here and present in this branch to be precise. And what we are going to do is create a app engine. So app engine is nothing but a standard environment that will allow you to deploy your application. And meanwhile, the Cloud Shell gets spin up. We will come back later. So basically, the advantage of App Engine is it will let you deploy your apps, and you don't have to manage them. It is automatically managed environment. Okay, the Cloud Shell has spun up for us. So let's switch back to the Cloud Shell, and as mentioned, we will be pulling the code repository present on our branch by typing git clone the branch hyphen b and the name of the branch followed by the URL of the repository and hit enter. So it has completely cloned our remote git repository. Let's see. Okay, it's located in FastAPI directory. Let's cd into FastAPI and see the contents. Okay, so we have all the four files that were listed here on this application repository. So gitignore and the .vs code are not required actually for us to. So, so what will we do next is nothing but create a virtual environment. So let's look at the version of Python that is available here on Cloud Shell. So sorry, Python hyphen v. So we have 2.7.3, but never mind. We will create. Okay, we can try accessing this. Okay, we have 3.7 available too. So let's look at virtual n is available. So yes, we have virtual environment available, and we will be creating a virtual environment named env, and then we will activate it by typing source, the name of the virtual environment slash bin slash activate. Okay, you can see the command prompt has prefixed with env, which is the name of our virtual environment. Now we will install all the dependencies. So what are we doing now is to make a trial run of our application within the Cloud Shell to see if it works properly before deploying our app to App Engine. So for that we have created a virtual environment, activated it. Now next we will be installing all the required dependencies that were present in requirements.txt file by typing the command pip space install space hyphen r space requirements.txt. Okay, it has successfully installed all the dependencies. The next step is to run the application within the Cloud Shell by typing the Gunicorn space hyphen w space 4, which is the number of worker processes, and the worker class is Ubicon worker, and the typical syntax that is followed by fast API, which is main colon app, and hit enter and see what happens. So as you can see here from the stack console log, the application has started and it's running on port 8000 on localhost, and it is using the worker as mentioned. The worker class is Ubicon worker, and it has spin up three worker processes: 747576, yeah, 772. So four worker processes, as we have mentioned, four worker processes. It has spin up four, and on each worker processes it has uh, started the application. So these are the process IDs for each of the worker process: 474, 7576, and 77 respectively. Okay, so let's look at a sanity check by previewing our application, the fast API. It's not on port 8080, it's on port 8000 as mentioned here. So let's look for 8000 is available. Click on it and see if it shows message hello@jitlinks.com or not. So let's wait for the page to load completely. Okay, so here you see our application works fine. Okay, let's stop this application because we want to deploy this application on App Engine. So for that, ensure that you are already active on the project that you are deploying to. In our case, the project ID of this project is fastAPI-demo-Chitlings. If you are not sure, you can always check for the title of the console. Always have the name, project ID of the project that you are actively working on. And if at all you are not sure, you can always type in the command G Cloud projects list. It will list all the list of projects along with the project IDs that are present in this active Google Cloud Platform account. So I'm not doing it for the sake of demonstration purpose, and it's not required to. Okay, so the next step is, as we have previewed our application is working fine. All we have to do is to create an app. I mean, the app engine by typing gcloud app create and hit enter. So let's wait for the app engine to be created. So all we have to do is select the region, and there is a logic behind selecting region in Google Cloud platform for app engine. So it is always the best practice to choose the region that is nearer to where the users of the application are located. Suppose if your user base is located in India, it's better to use South Asia South one. So if your user base is present in uh, west of the US, you can feel free to use any of the three US regions by typing the number corresponding to those regions here. So for the demonstration purpose, I will be choosing Asia South one by giving 5 and hit enter. So the app engine will be created for me in the Asia South one, which the data center is located in Mumbai in India. So let's wait for the application, I mean the Google Cloud platform to create this app engine. Okay, so it has completely created this app engine for me. So the next step will be to deploy our application. So for that, all we have to do is type in the command. So as uh, we are already in the directory that has the app.yaml file present. So let's look at the app.yaml file one more time. So here you see it has runtime and entry point. So we will be typing gcloud app deploy, and the deployment will be based on the configuration mentioned in the app.yaml file, and hit enter. So the deployment has begun. So all our files will be deployed to the app engine, and it will ask for the confirmation. So once deployed, we can access our application through this URL, the target URL to which our app will be deployed to. So hit capital Y and hit enter to proceed with the deployment process. So it will upload all the files that were required for our application to run, and we'll come back once the deployment uploading completes. If your Cloud Shell gets unresponsive, you can always restart the Cloud Shell and type in the same command gcloud app deploy app.yaml by navigating to the directory, by setting the current directory to the place where your code base is present. So I have successfully moved, set the current directory to FastAPI and redeployed the remaining files, which 256 were the leftover files that were failed in the first trial, by again redeploying by running this command. So the file upload has been successfully completed, and now it is updating the service. So let's wait for the service to be updated. Okay, the application has been successfully deployed to our app engine. So let's look at the URL by typing the command gcloud app browse. You can always look at the URL here as well, but typing this command will give you a hyperlink enabled link in the console, which you can click and navigate here. You'll see the message hello links as being returned by the fast API implemented in Python, and that we have deployed it to our Google Cloud Platform's app engine. So let's look at what is happening behind the scene by running this command, so that will help us understand the logs. Okay, now that the application is looking for the new logs to be entered, let's invoke the default endpoint here. So let's look at what has happened here. So if at all you are logging any custom messages like a log info or debug log or error log, those will appear here. So let's stop it and try to run this again to see if at all there are any. Okay, let's try to log in, navigate to some endpoint that doesn't exist. Okay, let's see if at all it works. Okay, I think you need to have a proper logging enabled so that it could show you the default log. So that's all about this demo. And once you have successfully deployed it, if you are doing this for the project purpose, then that's fine. If you are doing it for learning purpose, be sure to delete this project. I'll be showing that to you. Okay, here you see the log is being shown up. So looks like there is a delay. Okay, so let me send the request again, some endpoint detail not found, and see if it appears here. There is some delay, but you can see clearly what's happening behind the scenes. So it has started up the Gunicorn server with 4 process IDs, 15, 18, 19, and 20. Uh, and it has initialized our application to start on those four process IDs, and it has been processing the requests. So the initial port that has been uh, defaultly picked up is 8081 in this app engine, and so these are all the get requests that were being logged. So that's all about this demo. So where were we? So we were about to delete this project. So all you have to do is click on this wrench and click on IAM and then navigate to settings, and there will be an option to shut down the project, but be sure that you are on the active project that you are about to delete. And this is a non-reversible operation, I believe. I think there is a grace time wherein you can put a request to prevent shutdown, but be sure to do ensure before you delete the project or shut down the project. So I think there is a some resources might be deleted earlier. It is scheduled to delete 30 days from the point we initiate the shutdown. So we will definitely lose access. So click on shutdown. That's all about this demo. So if you like this video, please give it a like and please to subscribe to our channel Titlings. And if at all you have any other questions, feel free to post it in the comment section below and keep subscribe to us. Thank you.